Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Again, I am Cynthia from Heavenly Cynt. With the youth program I have, you guys could log on to my Facebook under Heavenly Cynt Inc., like the page, and see the amazing things that we are doing with the youth. As you guys know, I always bring on positive people that are doing positive things in the community, things that are for children, and just people that are trying to make a impact on positivity. So without further ado, I'm going to cut the chase because I'm getting shy and nervous like I generally do. I have Joseph here, and I have Miss Beatrice here. And so let me tell you a story about how I met Joseph, since he's next to me. I met Joseph on the campaign trail, and at that time I didn't say much to Joseph because, you know, a lot of times when you're dealing with people, you don't know who to say nothing to, or you don't know who and what the situation may be. So a lot of times I just sit back and look. Nevertheless, Joseph, his energy was contagious, and so we end up connecting. And I was in the process of trying to get my non-for-profit going. And I was asking people, and people was telling me all these ridiculous prices, is this, is that, is that. And so I think Joseph had seen a post I put. So would you guys believe Joseph took time out of his busy schedule, met me downtown, walked me through the stages, introduced me to the people that were there, and wouldn't allow me to give him a dime. And so from there I was like, wow. You know, that right there had made me warm inside, because who does that? I mean, people that I know weren't trying to help me out, and it was much less than what the people were saying. And so I thank him for that. And also he has a program called
Mr. Dad's
Father's Club, and he allowed me to be a part of that. So I was just, going to watch, and Joseph ended up having me to host the program. And so, that was something totally new for me. And also, I just want to tell Joseph I like the things that he's doing with his family. I had an opportunity to meet his wife, and she was just as loving and embracing as he is. So for me, that's very important to establish a relationship anytime I'm dealing with a man and his other half, just to let people know it definitely ain't that. And so with that being said, now we have Beatrice. And so I met Beatrice. I've been seeing Beatrice for quite some time. I've seen her on Facebook. I've been seeing all the things that she's been doing back when she was running. And then I seen her on this past campaign. And so again, I'm real mindful of what I say to people. And I just pretty much like to watch people do what they do before I approach them. And so I've seen nothing but positive things for Beatrice. She's definitely a role model for youth. Not youth. I'm not a youth. I'm forever 21. I'm a youth? Okay, she said I'm a youth. She's definitely a role model. I like the way she moves. She moves with charisma. She's very approachable, and she's always got this warm, bubbly personality. I just want to tell her thank you. Even furthermore, her relationship that she had with her significant other, she sometimes puts it on Facebook. And, one time somebody asked me, who's your ideal couple? And I couldn't even put a finger on it. I'm like, well, on TV it was the Huxtables, but that's over with. It was Jay-Z, that's over with. So I'm still out there trying to find somebody where I can say, you know what? I think that's the ideal relationship. And so, like I said, I watch you even when you think I'm not watching you. I'm listening when you think I'm not listening. And she actually took the time, y'all. We've met twice. I don't remember if you remember the first time.
I remember the first time.
The first time we met at exactly, and we sat down and talked, and she allowed me to open up to her, and she let me into her world. And I definitely appreciate that, because as women, we don't really allow people in our space, and so it's important to find that connection and grow from it. So I just want to say thank you.
You're so welcome.
And so with that being said, I'm gonna let you guys know the amazing things that they got going on in their lives, and the things that they're trying to do to impact the community, so on and so forth. So, Joseph, take it away.
Well, I was going to say ladies first.
I'm sorry. Such a gentleman. There you go.
Oh, why are you such a gentleman? Thank you. Thank you, Joseph. Well, my name is Beatrice Boyce, and thank you, Cynthia, for the great introduction. I really appreciate it. And my life is never a dull moment. And it's been that way since I could remember, raising 6 kids, husband, a cat, a dog, a bird.
She said a cat, a dog, and a bird.
Yes. Working in corporate America for 25 years as a vice president, was able to retire at 47 years old. And from there, I also did a lot of real estate development in Bronzeville one of the first African American female developers that started flipping condos in the Bronzeville area from 1999 to 2002. And I left corporate America in 2011, and that's when I got heavily involved into politics. So I ran for office in the 24th Ward for alderman twice. In the first race, there were 18.
Wow.
And I came in second to the 2 incumbent aldermen.
Okay.
And in 2015, I ran again, and there was no incumbent, so me and Michael Scott ended up in a runoff. A
Question
great
for you,
run.
not to cut you off,
Yes.
but when you say incompetent, for those that aren't politically
Astute.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Because I hear that often. I'd be like, what they mean?
An incumbent alderman is a current alderman, just the
Oh.
person that's currently holding the slot.
Got it.
So we refer to them as incumbents.
Got it.
Okay, so that's what
you
they're
know that?
called.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Michael and I got into the runoff, and he won the race. But however, I still didn't give up. So today we're going to move forward. Let's go a little bit forward. Today I'm actually working with Dr. Willie Wilson. I'm working with his political action committee as a government affairs consultant, and I'm also a consultant for his multi-million-dollar business, Omar, which is a medical supply company. And I am very happy to be a part of his team. There's a lot going on. We'll get into that after my
Yeah. I'm
my
down.
left hand right here, tells us a little bit about himself. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm down. Well, I appreciate you inviting me back on the show, Cynthia.
Indeed.
It's cool. I'm Joseph Williams. I'm the founder and director of a nonprofit called the Mr. Dad's Fathers Club. It's an initiative that I started to help fathers get more actively involved in their children's lives. We get fathers to come out, read books, mentor children. We go to different Chicago public schools. On the break of that, in the summertime, we have multiple of different community events from our back to school to our Father's March to our Dads in Schools, where we have fathers come out, read books, and the kids get schools ice cream, all different types of events that brings community engagement, family engagement, and to get those fathers back involved. For the most part, I have a wife, I have 5 children. Me growing up, knowing who my father was, but not having the opportunity to actually have him in my life and choosing to do something different with my children. And encouraging that more and more with other families, because I think that's the biggest piece that we're missing is having the man model involved.
Yes.
But I've experienced and done a few things. I serve on the local school council in Pack of Beasley. Right now, what I really would like for people to definitely get up on, I want you guys, it's called Mr. Dad's Fathers Club. I want you guys to check us out on Facebook, but also, if you guys are at any CPS schools, we are becoming a vendor this year. So I would love to bring my services over to you guys' school. I would love to come out there, read some books, and mentor some kids. So look our program up, find out about more of the different activities and things we're doing, and give us a call so we can come out there. With that being said, I won't go so much into detail other than I love community, I love people, and I just love helping out. Cynthia told you a great story. Wish I would have got steak the same day because she went out to eat that day. She didn't tell you guys that part of it, but at the same time,
I'm always eating. That's why I can't lose weight.
it's just we supposed to do what this is what we're supposed to do as people, and that's just how I look at it. We are supposed to look out for one another, and that's just kind of what I meant with it. Like, we are supposed to do, this is our job. And when we really get that picture and we get it down packed, I think it's nothing that, as a black community, that we cannot do at all together if we continue to support one another and support what each person is trying to do and be respectful to it. It makes no sense to have so many organizations in the community or so many churches in the community and no one works together. So we have to come together. And that's what I'm all about. So
Now let's talk about how we met. I've seen you around. It was kind of odd when I walked in and I looked at you. I said, I've seen this young man before.
It's all about divine
You
connection.
never know who you're going to run
That's
into
true.
again. That's why you have to always treat people accordingly.
That's true.
Treat people like you want to be treated. So I met this young man during Lori Lightfoot's campaign. And I watched him. And every time I saw him, he had, was it your wife?
And that Kool-Aid smile.
And the kids with him.
Yeah. And that was
Even at the victory party, I was on stage with him side by side. And I was a program manager for a CHA program called the Golden Diner Summer Foods, which I just left maybe a couple weeks ago. And I used to always see this man in the computer lab working. And then so when I walked in here today, I just happened to see him. He looks so familiar.
Yeah,
So it's a pleasure to, to run into you again, and it's even more of a pleasure to say that every time I ran into you, it's been such a positive impact. So
Thank you.
I just want to say
appreciate it.
thank
Aw,
you,
how
in that, and continue to be a role model to your children. I
yes,
remember the little ones, and just continue to be a role model to young black men every way. Always act like somebody's watching and copying you.
And I often say, people have to remain humble. Humbleness will get you so far in life. And like you just said, what if, you'd have been somewhere and you was acting crazy or cussing somebody out? You know what I'm saying? It's
Vice
always
versa.
exactly right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's always, and it's
Probably would
crazy.
have grabbed him, young man. That's just me. I'm
And
the
it's crazy
mother.
because I see Joseph everywhere. Any event that I have, it's so funny because Joseph, he's so generous, and anytime he's got any tickets to whatever event it is, he'll call me and be like, Cynthia, I got some tickets, you need it. And it's so crazy because the last event that we were at was the celebrity basketball game, and Joseph made a post saying that he had some tickets, and I had two people that wanted to come, and so when I got when I called Joseph, we were to meet at the stadium, and so just so happened my friend was there videoing, and so I was able to get the VIP media pass, and so when Joseph come down, he on the court, and I'm on the court, and I'm like, I definitely appreciate those who who think of me, because I often say people ain't got to be nice to you, and people ain't got to do nothing for you. So anytime somebody show me any act of kindness, I embrace it, and just move accordingly. Even with myself, I thank God that I'm humble, because I see a lot of people, and I be like, thank you, I appreciate that. And like Beatrice said, you always have your kids with you, and I think that was one of the things that caught my attention. Because I'm family oriented, and so to see a black man as yourself, with your kids around, I've met your kids. It's just that's definitely the picture that we want to paint in our community.
Now you say you're a vendor for CPS. What exactly is it that you do with CPS?
I'll be holding parent conference, be mentoring, doing mentorship, doing literacy, anything that deals with getting fathers back involved, but being able to kind of help guide fathers, because everybody don't just know what to do. So we want to be able to offer something where we can actually help give guidance and give information, and to come out and hold presentations and actually get more people involved. But we offer multiple different services, from literacy to mentoring to holding parent leadership workshops. So a few things we got listed on it actually.
Is it primarily for fathers or mothers and fathers? What's your focus, fathers?
My focus is definitely men.
Okay.
You know how you could be an uncle or granddaddy, any good
Men.
male.
Okay.
Yeah.
Male
Any
role
good male
models.
model. Yep, any good male model. Yeah, for sure. And it's only because I just feel again that that's a big piece. We went over to Beasley when we first came out of this program. Beasley was a school that we started the program at, and we watched Beasley go to a level 1+ because of this program.
That's
and
dope.
we never
Amazing.
knew what men coming into a school would actually change something like that. And I witnessed it firsthand to see that, and it was something dope. And I'm like, we got to do this more. And sometimes it's the little things that actually counts. We read books that's based on the SEL, social emotional learning, which deals with children's self-esteem and different things like that. So one book in particular that I love is called I Like Myself, and that's a really good book to just kind of tell kids, no matter what somebody say about you or say how you look, anything like that, you always love yourself and you like yourself.
I gotta get that. I like that.
It's a dope book.
And that is so needed today, because you have so many kids that are committing suicide from being bullied or just mistreated in the school system. So the presence of you and other fathers there on a consistent basis could probably kind of, prevent a lot of that by being in touch, because the teachers are there, but they're sometimes so involved with what's going on in the classroom. But with you guys, is like another set of eyes to see what's going on. It could probably be a major impact. What schools are you at? Just curious.
Well, right now Beasley. We'll be coming over to Inglewood, stopping at O2 and Earl, and
That's awesome.
kind of going step by step with it. But I'm definitely as I said, I'm on the LSC board at Beasley. I'm on the PAC at Beasley, and
He's busy.
be going over there to Lindblom soon. But how it work, I get a chance to be at the schools with the meetings that we have once a month with all of the different leaders of different schools, and it's something that they've been waiting on. And now when we go back to the table, I'll be able to tell everybody I just became a vendor and
That's
started
good.
school
You
time.
know what, Joseph,
Put a
you
big
remember?
S on your
I know,
check.
right?
Superman.
Do you remember 2 months ago we talked about this?
Yeah,
I was telling you about my son, the program he was in.
I remember that.
And you was like, "You ever thought about a vendor?" I'm like, "What?" And we were talking about that. So I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. And,
That's what's
and,
up.
and not to get off the subject, when we did this NBA, she didn't see. She tried to hide it and not tell you that she was the real plug. I'm out here waiting with tickets, looking to give her tickets. She walking past me with the camera. So I think she missed to tell y'all that she was the real plug at the All-Star game. But I do want to say thank you to Coach Barbie with MVM Dance Team, because they're the ones who donated the tickets to me and to give me the opportunity to get
Oh,
there.
that's good.
And you know what? Her kids, her daughter was on the floor
I
dancing.
seen that. That was dope. I seen
Yeah,
that.
and I
seen
took
that.
a picture with her. You know, I had them on the show. Yeah, she doing some amazing things. As a matter of fact, I got a food drive coming up, so we'll be now doing a food drive. And I talked to Barbie last week about us using her place as a hub, and having a lot of other people come in and doing things. And so I'll be talking more with her this week. And also, I met some Chicago police women. And they're on the south side. Everybody on the south side.
Yeah.
Beatrice, I need
I'm
you
on
to
the west side.
Beatrice, I need
Oh,
you
she
to
on the
help
west
me
side?
to get some stuff going on the west side. All my connects on the west side. Seriously. So
All your connects on the south side?
south side. Yeah. It's like, and I'll be like, I want to do stuff in my neighborhood, but everybody, so I have to follow the
Yeah,
connect.
respect.
And so we're doing the basketball 3-on-3. I even forgot the park. I got a meeting her tomorrow at 3-on-3 or whatever, back to school thing. And she was like, the police, they gonna support and all this stuff. So of course I mentioned you and a bunch of other people. So I'll be calling you soon about that. So yeah, Beatrice, I'm gonna need you to start
Spruce up the
doing.
website,
Yeah,
huh?
for real. Cause I love the South Side. All my connect South, but I want to do something to where I ain't got to keep getting in my car driving. Gas costs.
If I can just weigh another piece in real quick. Going back to MBM Dance Team, and I know they've been on here before, but I have to give them so much credit. I have to give her so much credit what she's doing over there with the dance team. I've never seen someone who's not just a coach, but a mother, a mentor.
Yeah, she dope.
Everything you could possibly think of. And I've been over to the dance studio a few times, and I'm blown away every time I go over there. And right now, where they at? They out there in Wisconsin,
yeah.
with all the kids, and some of these kids never even left Chicago before. And then to see that type of work happening, we gotta support organizations like that. So
She told me she was a nurse. Did you know that?
I did
A
not know
certified,
that.
certified
I don't know
nurse.
that.
She
And she
said.
finds time to do
Yeah,
that.
Is
Is she funded or?
No,
Or is this
no.
I
self-funded?
think
This
everything.
is all
Is it
yeah,
self-funded?
yeah. She's got a
See-
dance studio on the south
You see,
side.
that's another thing in our communities. There is, for instance, North London, where we live, Cynthia, there's close to $100 million that actually goes through that community on an annual basis to non-for-profits. But when you look at the conditions of the community, you wonder, where is this money going, right?
Exactly.
And then you hear about programs like the dance troupe and what you've been doing, and you ask yourself, are you being funded? Because these things are really effective.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of how do we get the money to the organizations and to the people that are really making a difference in the lives of our children or impacting our community in a positive way, where we can actually become independent economically. How can we get to that point? A lot of people always say we need something for our kids to do. They've closed, youth centers. The ABC Youth Center across from where I live, they're struggling. The Marcy's, what is it, the center that they tore down on
Mercy
16th
Home.
Street? Was it Mercy Homes?
I think so.
Tore it down. It was there for so long, but that was a place where the kids used to go. So how do we get back? How do we get facilities like that back in the communities? And how do we get people back engaged that could really be effective?
And the park district is like, the park district is expensive. YMCA expensive. And it's like, you figure you got a single parent family and they got 2 kids. How can you afford to put your kids in daycare and after school programs and et cetera, et cetera? So now you got the kids at home while the parent work, and now the kids outside doing God knows what because you can't afford it,
That's true.
And without, like you said, without the resources, I just thank God that I'm able to connect in such a way that I am, to whereas my son can be a part of many, many, many things, and all is little to no cost because I'm out here networking and volunteering my time, and so
Yeah,
I
and
can only imagine.
you do great. I watch you on Facebook, and you
yeah.
keep that little guy
Amazing.
so busy.
Thank
I'm
you.
like, I'm tired for him.
You know,
I see him playing the drums. I see him clipping. I see him with the horses. Working the switchboard. I'm like, see, that's what parenting is. You're keeping your child occupied.
Thank you.
Because an idle mind is considered the devil's playground. So if your child is too idle-minded, they'll get involved in things that they shouldn't. This young man is busy.
I agree.
That's a
I
perfect
agree.
example
I
of what
appreciate
people
that.
need to do with their children.
So that's another part we missed. Cynthia is amazing,
Thank you.
and I agree 100%. I love the way she's raising her son, and the reason why is because she's showing them the sky is the limit, and she's showing them that you can do whatever you want to do. I don't know why society makes us feel like we have to narrow our list down to just being a doctor, lawyer, police. You can be whatever. If you want to hold multiple of positions, we are talented as people. So you could do whatever you want to do at the end of the day. And I love that she's showing that through her son by letting him do all of these different things to kind of help really express himself. And I love that. And I love to see that. I love to see that happening.
That is good. Multiple. What you're teaching him is the reality of life. It's called multiple streams of revenue. I've never been a one revenue driven individual. Even when I worked as
I can't see that.
as a VP of operations, I was flipping condos in Bronzeville
that's
and
how you
raising
do
six
it, right?
kids and designing business cards. So I've always been a multi-revenue stream type of individual. So when I see you engaging, with your son, I'm like, he's going to be so
Thank
multifaceted,
you.
multi-talented, till to the point where he can pretty much do what he wants to do.
And I'm doing it
so-
alone on top of that.
Single
I'm-
parenting.
I'm
I
doing
posted
it-
that on
That's
Facebook.
real.
That's
I'm doing it alone.
That's
being a
real.
single parent is the most difficult job.
I promise you it
in
is.
the world.
Sometimes I don't know if I'm going to
It
come.
is. But that's okay. But your reward, and I'm a witness, the reward is great.
I appreciate that.
Because you're doing what you want.
appreciate that.
You're doing what you have to do now. So you can do what you want to do by the time you get to be my age. I do what I want.
Can I do a shout out or something?
Absolutely. I appreciate that.
I want to do a shout out.
Thank you.
CPS tomorrow, 6 o'clock, Morgan Park. CPS is having budget hearings.
Who?
CPS, Chicago Public Schools. They having budget hearings coming
budget.
up. Yeah. So what? So they are getting ready to give a few schools some remodeled or just brand new playgrounds, and they are having hearings about the budget for it. If you can go out to Morgan Park tomorrow at 6 o'clock, I would say go. I support it. You should support it. We're talking about kids who are playing on dirt and rocks outside at the schools, and now they have an opportunity to have brand new playgrounds out there. I just got a phone call today about that, so definitely go out to Morgan Park. This starts at 6 o'clock p.m. I think it's something that you guys should support. This weekend, August 24th, I'll be over at Beasley Academic Center on 52nd and State. We'll be doing a little social thing with the community and parents, but also we'll be doing school supplies for the children. And then over at Kingdom Christ of God, over there on 109th, I hope I got this address right. It's like 107, 109th and Perry. But Kingdom Christ of God, I will be hooking up with them this weekend. I'm encouraging everyone to come out there. That event starts at about 11 a.m. to about 2 p.m., I want to say. And we'll be giving away lots of school supplies, free food, and just nice activities for the kids to come out
great.
and enjoy themselves. So if you're in Roseland, come out there to 107th or 9th, Kingdom Christ of God church, and come on out there. Check them out. And my last one is the young lady who's always with me. I didn't bring her here with me today because she was a little busy, but Yaka Triplet. She's an event planner.
Did I meet her?
Yes, you have. The light-skinned young lady. You remember?
Who's
She
the
was on
last
campaign
event?
with
Oh,
us.
yeah.
Was she on
Yeah, she's
campaign?
nice too.
Yeah, she dope, right?
Yeah,
So I always like to promote good people.
Yeah,
And she's an event planner. Go ahead and check her out on Facebook. That's all I can tell you. It's Yaka Triplet. Check out on Facebook. It's called the Event of the Year. And,
Is it called Mayaka or Yaka? Spell it.
no, so it's NANYAMKA Triplet. Yeah, it's a very unique name. But I would
can't
say
pronounce
type
it.
in the Event of the Year.
Yamaka.
Or just go on his page, y'all.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what he just said.
Yeah.
You'll share it, right?
Right.
And then-
Yeah, okay, so I will share. I'll share it today on Facebook. But type in the Event of the Year. That's
Event.
pure right
Oh,
there. You
really?
can do the Event of the Year. And
And
you
it's
can go
gonna
in there and
pop up.
see a lot of the work that she's doing and all of the amazing events that she's doing. She actually helped do Lori's event when Lori came out to our Southside office, and that event made the newspaper and everything. That event was so amazing.
That's when you guys
When
had
she
the
walked in
drummers,
there,
right?
we had the drummers and
Yeah.
everything. She hooked it up, and I said,
That was
man, we
nice.
gotta really promote this young lady, and she's doing this, you know, kind of from scratch, but creating everything and really helping
She
out.
got a vision.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm talking about a big vision. No, this ain't no
Flourish.
regular. I'm just gonna put some pitch on some chips type of stuff
Yeah,
here.
that was
She's
dope.
over here actually doing some real cold events, and I
Beatrice,
support
what you
people.
got
And you
coming
know
up?
what? There's so much coming up. I want to announce.
Go ahead, please do.
But what he just stated rolls right into one of them. You know, here's a young lady with very creative ideas, very crafty with her hands, but she probably needs a little bit of assistance getting herself acclimated, right? So that rolls right into something that I'm working on with Dr. Willie Wilson, which is reparations. Okay, so Dr. Wilson has invested his own money to introduce on September 18th at 9 o'clock, City Hall, the first ever City of Chicago reparations ordinance. And what it is, 400 years of slavery, and there's a debt owed for free labor. So we've been treated horribly by the United States, racially profiled. You name it, it has happened to African American descendants of slaves. So it's our time to stand up, all of us, and claim what's rightfully ours. Economic independence is what we need. Okay? And Dr. Wilson's slogan is that economics is the solution to getting rid of poverty.
Yes.
Right? So reparations will support that. And so in his draft, it lists quite a few items of things that are being requested from the city just to pay back the debt of 400 years of free slavery. Alderman Sawyer will be presenting the bill on September 18th. We've actually went out to several wards. We need 26 votes. There are only 20 African American aldermen, so we had to go to the Latino aldermen. And it just warmed my heart to see the support that they're willing to put behind this bill to make sure that we get the 26 votes that we're needed. So we need everybody that's able to come out on September 18th to be there. September 18th at 9 a.m. We need you there because this bill is for everybody. Dr. Wilson is a multimillionaire. He does not need reparations, right?
He doesn't.
But he's putting his own money, his investment, to make sure everything from a legal aspect is taken care of, and that this ordinance is presented the right way. So what we can do as African Americans is support it. Bring your children. I'm not going to say if, but once this ordinance becomes a city ordinance, it'll be the first ever. And you need to be there to make history. You need to be there. So September 18th at 9 o'clock. Okay? Also, we're pushing the registration drive for the WW Progressive Political Action Committee. So, if you all can Google WW Progressive Political Action Committee, we're asking everybody that's politically involved, and all of us should be, to join the PAC. We need numbers. And what Dr. Wilson does, he will take that political action committee and make political decisions that will support the most devastated and underrepresented people within the city of Chicago, and there's African Americans living in poverty. Okay, so the WW Progressive PAC, I need you to go on the website and I need you to become a member, please. Which the membership is close to 2,200 now. We want to get that up to 100,000.
So y'all go on Beatrice's page. She got all the information. Joseph, go on their page. You guys know, find me. I'll give you the information. I always tag them. And so I appreciate you guys for coming on. And until next week, I'll see you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for coming.